FasTrax webinar. This is a weekly event we do every Friday at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, where we go over various topics of the FasTrax software. If you go to our website, goftx.com, you can see all these events if you choose the FTX Lifeline tab. Scroll down to the Webinars button, choose that, and this will allow you to see all of the upcoming webinars as well as all of our previous webinars by choosing that either Register Now or View Recording button, as well as sign up for the newsletter to be notified of upcoming webinars. Today we're going to be talking about enhanced loyalty and its usage. Now, every FasTrax system comes with what's called integrated loyalty, and there's a pretty big difference between integrated loyalty and enhanced loyalty. Integrated loyalty, you will have basic loyalty capabilities. It will give you the option to have one post-sale coupon campaign, either based on a points per dollar or points per item system. A points per dollar is going to be every dollar you spend, you're going to earn a point. A points per item system is going to be based on items, of course, and you assign items point values. So you can choose one of those two post-sale coupon campaigns. And then, of course, you have your manufacturer campaigns. So a total of 2 of those campaigns running at any given time. The enhanced loyalty removes those restrictions and also adds a lot more features. So first and foremost, with any loyalty system, you have to look into adding your customers. And there's 2 ways of doing that. You can always, in Director, choose the loyalty module. And then this will be, the first screen you see will be the customers list. You can choose the new option, and this will allow you to add customers to your system. And of course, whenever you add any customer to Director, you can then use that customer at any location. So you key in your information here, and then you would simply save that. There's an active checkbox that functions like anything else active in the system. If they're active, then they can be utilized as a loyalty customer. If they're inactive, then they can't participate. They cannot participate in any of the campaigns, and they're not an active loyalty customer. This screen also allows you to view details of that particular customer. So if I choose this and view the details, I can see what unused coupons that customer has, so coupons that they have earned, but that they have not used yet. I can see any used coupons, and I can also see any balances that they currently have. And this allows me to also update points based on any criteria that I may have. So I can remove points by throwing a negative sign in front of a value. I can add points if for some reason the points didn't get added, or the store was disconnected from corporate, or you're just adding points to that customer. And you can also remove unused coupons. Now, the easier way to add customers would be via the point of sale system. So let's go ahead and open that up. And once that opens up, we'll go ahead and log in. And I'm going to open the POS up. And on this screen, to add a loyalty customer, or even look up a loyalty customer, you have to choose the customer glyph. So I'll choose that customer glyph here on the left side. And if I want to search for a customer, I can search by phone number, I can search by last name, email address, scan ID, or an ID. If I want to just do a wildcard search, I can just choose the find button, and that'll show me every customer in the system. Now, if the customer doesn't exist, I can add them. I just simply choose that new button, and you have really the same information here as you do in Director. The benefit of adding them via the point of sale system is you can just simply scan their driver's license if you're utilizing a 2D barcode scanner. That makes this a much simpler process because you simply scan it, save, and then they're now added to the system and can be used anywhere. That saves you the time and the cashier time from having to type in all this information. So let's now go back to Director, and we're going to look at some of the campaigns. So before we look at campaigns, and before we build campaigns, we have to have a balance type in enhanced loyalty. And a balance type is basically your bucket that points get thrown into. So if we go to the balance type here, we can see I have a total of 5 different balance types here. The one that's going to be very unique is going to be the open balance type. The open balance type, that is going to be a different type of a campaign, and you can only have one open balance type. What this does is it allows you to have an open campaign, and an open campaign allows the customer to choose when they're going to redeem their points. So there's a redeem ratio here. And notice I have that set to 100. What that means is every $100 that is spent, every 100 points that's earned, that customer is going to earn $1. So every 100 points is equal to $1. I can assign item points, or I can assign dollar amount points. There's a wide variety of ways to do that that assign points to that particular bucket. The second type is going to be, of course, a non-open-ended bucket type, and that's what all these other ones are, because I can only have one open balance type. And here's where you can have just different balance types and then tie those to specific campaigns or share those amongst campaigns. So let's look at that first open-ended campaign type, because this campaign type obviously does not exist in the integrated loyalty. So I'm going to look at this campaign. We can see here that I've got a name. I've got my start and stop date. The trigger is going to be an open-ended trigger. And notice it's going to default to that open-ended campaign. I can't change that, because of course the open-ended campaign type can only be tied to an open-ended balance type. What I've got here after that is my trigger value. Notice that's not going to be changeable, because once again, the system doesn't trigger a coupon being presented to the customer. The customer chooses that. The campaign value, of course, I don't assign a campaign value to this either, because I've already set that on my balance type. In that scenario that we just looked at, I have 100 points is equal to $1. Now my campaign type, we can see there's a variety of campaign types here. I've got it set to points per dollar. So what that means is every $1 spent is going to earn me 1 point. Essentially, what that comes down to, based on my balance type with 100 points equal to $1, is every $100 I spend, I then have a $1 coupon. You then have the earn limit capability. 0, of course, is going to be unlimited. I can choose in this time period how many times that customer can actually earn this particular coupon. So if I set this to 1, that means the customer can technically earn a $1 coupon, just one of those. Then you have your cash multiplier and your non-cash multiplier. What this will be used for is I can basically have cash worth more or credit cards and checks worth less if I'd like to. So for example, right now everything is set to 1. No matter how I pay, if I have a $10 transaction, whether I pay in cash or credit, I'm going to earn 10 points. If I have this set to 2, then what's going to happen then is if I pay in cash, I'm going to earn 20 points if I pay in $10 for that transaction, because cash is worth twice as many points as other tenders. If I leave this at 1, and let's say I move the non-cash multiplier to 0.5, that means that if I paid, say, credit cards for $10 for that transaction, I would only earn 5 points. I'm earning half as much as I would be with cash. So this is a good way to basically give customers reasons to utilize cash rather than credit cards, because 1, they're going to be earning more, and 2, you would be avoiding the credit card fees. I'm going to go ahead and set this back to 1 and 1. So the next area on the screen is going to be the filter type. This is going to be what area do you earn points on in this campaign. So I've got it set to all items. So that means every item in my price book, even ones that I add in the future, as long as it's within this time period, is going to earn me points. I can change that to a variety of different ways. I can have it to where I have only certain items, utilizing the items whitelist, that earn me points. I can have an items blacklist where it's going to be everything except for the items that I tie to this blacklist. And then I can do that for departments and major categories and categories and manufacturers. Pretty much all of my tree information, I can either have a whitelist or a blacklist. So it's very powerful in how it allows you to filter what earns you points and what doesn't earn you points. We're now going to go into the coupon details by choosing this coupon details hyperlink. This area will give us the coupon options. Now, due to it being an open-ended campaign, I can't change that coupon type. It's always going to be a dollar amount off coupon. I can choose an expiration date for that coupon, whether it be it never expires, it expires on a certain date, or it expires a certain date after it's printed off. The filter type here is going to be what items is this coupon actually good for. So I've got it set for everything. So that coupon is good for any item in my store. However, I have the same filter options as I do on earning points. I can have individual items that this coupon is good for, or everything but certain items. Same with my departments, major category, so on and so forth. So it allows you to filter very powerfully and choose what those coupons are good for. You have then your coupon text, and then a logo. You can place a logo at the top of that coupon so you can have some branding to that. The preview will allow you to preview that logo. In this case, I don't have one, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel it. I didn't make any changes, so I'm not going to save that. But what will happen is every time a customer, in this case, with me having it set to all items, every item the customer purchases is going to be earning them points. Whenever they get to 100 points, they can choose to redeem that $1 coupon, or they can keep saving. And they can save indefinitely until either this campaign time period runs out or they decide to start redeeming those points. So just to take a look at that, we're going to go to the point of sale here. I'm going to look myself up. And I'm going to choose the customer glyph once more. And this will present a couple options that we can view to see either the balances that this customer currently has, any unused coupons, view their sales history. I can edit that customer details, choose another loyalty customer, or just clear it from the transaction. So I'm going to look at the balances here. We can see on that open-ended balance type, I've got 217 points. Well, if we remember, 100 points is equal to $1. So that means I can technically redeem some points right now. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to use that redeem loyalty button. There's a button type for open-ended campaign redemptions. So I can choose this button here, and it's going to ask how many points would I like to redeem. With me having 217 points, that means I have $2 available. So I can redeem up to $2. So if I only want to redeem $1, that will then print me out a $1 coupon, and I should still have points left. So I'll go back to my customer balances here, and we can see 100 points were removed. I've now got 117 points. That's how the open-ended campaign functions. Customer earns points to that open-ended campaign bucket, and then they can choose whenever they'd like to redeem those points. So the next campaign type we're going to look at is a very common one. It's the points per dollar campaign. Now notice I've got it tied to the balance type of points per dollar. I can choose from my existing balance types, but I can edit it in this case, whereas I could not on the open-ended campaign type. We have the same options. You have your start and stop date. You have your campaign value, so what is that coupon worth? What is the trigger type? It's going to be points earned, not the open-ended. I've got an earn limit, a cash multiplier, and a non-cash multiplier, the ability to limit that once per sale, and then my trigger value. So in this case, how many points do I have to earn before the system will automatically spit me out a coupon? In this case, I have it set for 50 points. So whenever I spend $50, give me a coupon for $1. This is set for all items, so any item in my price book. I've assigned my stores. So we're going to go ahead and look at the coupon details. Now here, I have an option to actually change that coupon type due to it not being an open-ended campaign. I have a dollar amount off, which is what I have it set for right now. I have a free item, so I can have that coupon set for a free item and then designate what that free item could be, or a percent off. So whenever I use that coupon, it's going to give me a percent off of the item. I have my filter type for what items this coupon is good for. The same options for my header, my coupon text details, the ability to limit that once per sale, and my logo option. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. And I'm going to cancel this, and we're going to look at this campaign in the point of sale. So I'm going to look myself up. If we view those balances, we can see that I've currently got 17.68 points. So if with it being a non-open-ended campaign but a points per dollar campaign, and I have that trigger value set to 50, that means that whenever I get to 50 points, it's going to automatically remove 50 points from me and give me a coupon. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's say that I'm purchasing 4 of a $10 item. And I'm going to subtotal this now. I'm going to decline the uplift and cash that out. We're going to look myself back up. And we're going to view that balance type. And notice I've now only got 7.8 points. That's because I went above that 50-point threshold. The system then removed 50 points from me and then gave me a coupon. So if I go to my unused coupons, I'm going to have an extra coupon now. We can see based on that points per dollar campaign, which is what we were just looking at, I now have a total of 7 $1 coupons that are able to be used. Now, with enhanced loyalty, notice that we have these pending coupons. We can see what we have available to use. That means, since the system is keeping track of that I can't actually redeem this coupon 8 times. I couldn't make a copy of that. It's going to basically keep in the system a track of what I've earned and what I have available. So if I try to make a copy and I've already used all 7 of those coupons, then I'm not going to be able to use that 8th one because it knows there's not a pending coupon for that particular customer. If I lose the coupon, of course, I can always choose which one I want to do and print that out and give the customer a new coupon. So that is the points per dollar campaign. Another very popular campaign is the points per item. Now I'm going to show you an example here of how you can utilize sharing balance types. I've got 2 points per item campaigns here for vapor items. I've got the Bow vaping pods in one campaign and Juul in another. Notice that whenever we look at these, I have my points per item balance type and my points per item balance type here. So these campaigns are 2 separate campaigns utilizing the exact same balance type. Notice that the trigger value, 10, and the campaign value, $4, is going to be the same as well, $4 and 10. So those are identical. So no matter what item I purchase that's in either of these campaigns, they're going to be adding to that same particular balance type. Now, if we look at the Bow, we're going to see that if we look at the points per item when I manage my filter here, I've got this Bow Mango set for a value of 3. So every one of these Bow vapor items that I purchase, I'm going to be earning 3 points. On the Juul, if we look at the Juul item here, I've got that set for 1 point. So if I've got the redemption ratio set for the trigger value set for 10, that means I could buy either 10 Juul items, it would then spit me out that $4 coupon, or I could buy 3 Bow items and 1 Juul item, and it would then spit me out a coupon. This allows me to promote certain items to where they're worth a higher point value. So I can actually, no matter what the customer is purchasing, they can be earning points, but I can push a certain product. So if I have my own house brand vapor, I could push my house brand vapor, but also reward any customer that purchases any brand of vapor that they prefer. I'm just giving that larger incentive to push my product because I'm making a higher margin on that. You have the same options as we did before. Same with the coupon. You have your same options in the coupon. Just the main difference here is I've got a different campaign type where I assign items particular point values, and I've got them sharing a balance type because I want to push the Bow product. So another campaign type is going to be the raffle. And there's 3 different raffle campaigns. We're going to go over all of these. There's the regular campaign or raffle type. And what this will do is every time a customer makes a purchase between this date and this date on an item that's in this filter, is going to add them to a bucket. you can then run a report for that campaign, and it's going to randomly grab a customer that had participated in that campaign. So every transaction is equal to one entry with the raffle campaign type. Then there's the raffle total dollars based. And a total dollars based campaign, the raffle type, is going to be over the lifetime of this campaign, I have to spend a certain dollar amount in order for my name to be entered into that raffle. So that's where the trigger value here would be the total dollars spent. So I could put $500 here. And what this will do is if I had a raffle campaign based on that total dollars spent and $500 trigger type, that means that over the course of this start and stop date, I have to spend $500 on items that fit in this filter type in order for my name to be entered into that raffle drawing. So it's a total dollars based over the life of the campaign. The next type is going to be the raffle sales dollars based. And this is going to be based on an in-transaction total. So in this case, if we look at this raffle campaign that I have set up, I've got it called the iPad raffle campaign. I have to spend $100 in a single transaction, and then my name gets entered into the raffle drawing. It's not based on the total dollars spent of the campaign for the life of the campaign, and it's not based on every transaction earns me a drawing. It's based on a in-transaction dollar amount. So let's take a look at this. We're going to look at my campaign balances. Notice I've got one entry in this iPad raffle, and I've got 27 in this other raffle. So let's go ahead and let's do a single transaction. Let's do my points per. We're going to look at both the raffle and the points per item. So I'm going to, let's take note of those before the values, before we do this campaign. We're going to say in the points per item, I've got 0 points available. And on the iPad, I've got 1 and 27 on the raffle campaign. So if I ring up one jewel item, and I go ahead and I cash that out, and I look myself back up, we're going to look at those balance types. Notice I've now got 28 in the raffle. I've got 1 point in the points per item bucket, and I still have just 1 on the iPad raffle. Now, if I ring up a bow vaping item, we're going to tender this out, look myself back up. We go to our balances. Notice I've got 29, so that raffle drawing went up by 1. The iPad raffle didn't go up at all because I didn't hit $100 on a transaction. But my points per item campaign, it added 3. So that one bow item is really worth 3 of the jewel items in this campaign based on the values that I have set. So let's look at increasing this iPad raffle. Based on the value that I have set, I have to spend $100 to be entered into that. So I'm going to actually clear the customer off. I'm going to add someone else to this campaign. And we're going to make a purchase. So let's go ahead and do 11. That transaction subtotal before tax is going to be $110, so it's going to be greater than $100. We're going to cash that out. We're going to look at Gene's entries now. And notice his balance type. He has 1 entry in that iPad raffle because greater than $100 was spent on a single transaction. So that's how those campaigns function. Finally, there's going to be one other campaign. It's called an add campaign type. And what this does is it's going to be every time you make a purchase for items in this filter, it's not going to print out a coupon. And notice it doesn't have a balance type either. It's going to allow you to basically have it print out a notification that is similar to a coupon to promote something. So you can have it promote an upcoming campaign, a specific item, whatever the case may be. It's really just an ad that prints on your receipt printer. That's a great way to promote upcoming campaigns or any kind of marketing you like to do. Finally, there's going to be the auto reward every X customer. And this campaign type is very simple. Basically, you would give a campaign value type. So whatever you want that campaign to be worth, $1, $2, any dollar amount. And the trigger type, that trigger value, is going to be based on the number of transactions of loyalty customers. So if I had this set for 10, what this would do is every time you have a loyalty customer, it's going to increment by 1. So every 10th customer that's a loyalty customer is going to receive a $1 coupon. It's very, very simple. So there's not really any points earned. You still have to have it associated with a balance type, but there's not really any points earned in this campaign type. It's going to be every, in this case, 10th customer, give them a $1 coupon. Okay, so that covers all of our campaign types. We've also gone over the balance types. Reports, there's quite a number of reports here. You have your campaign activity summary report, which whenever we run that, that's going to basically give you a summary of every campaign type. So I have each of those campaign types, my details of that, and then the total points earned, total points spent, my redeemed ratio, the number of coupons printed, etc. You then have the campaign activity detail report, which what this will do is it will give you all the transactions within each campaign. So we can see in that iPad raffle, I had an entry and Gene had an entry. For today, the only 2 entries we had, basically 2 greater than $100 transaction amounts, would be mine and Gene's. Now this campaign activity detail report, it's very similar to that summary report. It's just going to give you those individual transactions. There's a campaign activity summary report by store at the very bottom. That's going to basically do exactly that. It's going to give you this campaign activity summary details where this is all grouped together. This will do it based on a store by store basis. So you can see how each store is performing loyalty-wise. You then have the customer campaign activity report, which allows you to view all or individual customers and see what their activity would be. So for example, I could choose myself here, print that report, and then I see all of my activity for every campaign type in that time period. You have your loyalty customer information, which will give you like the names, the address. There's an alternative report for that will basically give you email address and phone numbers, and if they're okay with email or phone contact. You have the loyalty customer activity report. You have the raffle drawing report. Now the raffle drawing report, this is a bit different. You basically choose your campaign type. So in this case, if I just do the raffle, and I can choose the number of winners. So for example, if I chose 2 here, when I run this report, it's going to give me 2 winners of anyone that participated in this raffle campaign. If I chose 1, it's only going to give me 1 winner. So if I choose 1 here and we print this out, we can see that in this campaign, Gene won. I can do the exact same thing, and then I won. So it's going to be randomly generated of everybody who participated in that campaign. You just choose the number of winners. If I chose 2, then it's going to give us both of us. Because in this time period, we were the only 2 people to participate in that campaign. You have your open redemptions report. So anytime a customer redeems an open balance type redemption, you'll see that. You have your employee loyalty enrollment report. So this will show you the employees that have added new customers. You have your campaign balance report. This will basically show you choose the campaign balance, and it will show you everybody's particular points that they've accumulated. You have the loyalty points earned reports. So it'll basically show in this time period, show me everybody who earned points. So the reports, once again, there's going to be a report for just about every type of situation that you're looking at. Finally, there's going to be the analysis, and this will give you some analytics on loyalty versus non-loyalty sales in this time period. So we can see I have 100% loyalty sales today. We also can see that by sales dollars or sales count. We can see loyalty sales by customer location. So that would give me, if I run this, as long as I have customer information in, as in their city, their state, their address, it will give me basically the total sales by city and zip code. You have the loyalty sales by customer analysis, so you can see each customer and what they've spent in that time period. You have the demographics. That will give you your age demographics. And then finally, you have your customer sales demographics. So, all in all, I hope everybody learned something today in the enhanced loyalty. It is very, very powerful, and there's a lot you can do with it. And it works very, very well with our uplifts. You can use our uplifts to promote loyalty campaigns that customers may not be aware of. An example of that would be if I purchase I've got an uplift set on this Winston. If I purchase that, I could have a campaign tied to this that the customer may not know about. So whenever I subtotal that out, it's going to prompt me. Not only does it prompt the cashier something to say, it's going to, on the customer-facing display, the customer will see an ad that I have tied to this. So they're going to be notified even if the cashier doesn't say anything at all. So once again, if you go to our website, goftx.com, choose the FTX Lifeline tab at the top of the page, then choose the webinar button. This will give you a list of all of our upcoming webinars, give you the ability to sign up for our newsletter, as well as view all of our previous webinars. If you have any questions on enhanced loyalty or any of our webinar topics, let us know at websupport@FasTraxPOS.com. And if you have any suggestions for future webinars, let us know at info@goftx.com. Thank you, and we hope to see you next week.